All right, so let's talk about this. So Tyler Perry being accused of sexually assaulting Derek Dixon, who was an actor that played on, I guess, a show or a movie called The Oval or whatever. I don't watch Tyler Perry stuff. I'm not into his type of content ever since Medea. So a lot of this type of stuff I'm just not interested in. I'm into more manly type shit. I mean, if something is for children or something's like a family show, and even depending on what that is, it varies for me. I'm not shocked by any of it. I don't know if it's just allegations, if it actually happened or not. The guy claims that he has text messages, okay? And if you see what it says, you know, well, the actual article, I didn't see a video, I read the article that this came from, and it's basically saying that Tyler Perry is asking this guy, what is it going to take for him to have a guiltless sex, right? Said that the man grabbed him, roped him and all this, grabbed his ass. Now, I'm going to say this is some diva shit, though. Because, you see, for him to say he kept it a secret and didn't say anything because he was scared of, you know, basically losing his job. Let me tell y'all something, you so-called men. Now, I know he wants to play the victim, and I know that, and listen, don't get me wrong, if Tyler Perry did any of that, oh, he's dead wrong, and there should be consequences for Tyler Perry's ass. But at the same time, as a grown-ass man, I tell you what, you would not put your hands on me, and if you even say something to me, like I'll give you a perfect example. I remember I used to work at this hotel, right? I was a supervisor in this hotel. And there's a big-ass water park, right? In a big hotel, huge hotel, two parts to it. There's a water park inside the hotel, right? I don't mean just a pool, a big-ass water park. So anyway, I was inspecting one of the rooms, so I'm getting ready to, you know, so I was checking one of the rooms. This one particular room I was in, this guy comes in, and he's like, hey, how you doing, man? And I saw the guy, like, out in the hallway a couple of times, kind of walking up. I didn't know what he needed. And so he, oh yeah, I was trying to find you. I looked at him, I said, what can I do for you? And the guy said to me, yeah, I was wanting to see, man, you look solid, man. I was wondering, like, are you a fighter? Or like, I looked at him and I said, hey, so, who are you? Oh no, I'm a guest here. I said, okay, do you need anything in your room? Yeah. No. I was just looking for you, man. It was like, I wanted to see, like if you want to take your shirt off. So I say, listen, so let me explain this to you. Okay, I said, I'm a supervisor here. I said, and if it's not job related, especially here you are a male coming to me like it's just like that because you want it to be. I said, no, I don't live that way, and I'm offended by that kind of shit. I said, so real simple, if it has nothing to do with your room, don't ever come looking for me. And don't ever let those words come out of your mouth again. And no, I won't fucking pull my shirt up, take my shirt, the fuck kind of shit. Started to get pissed off. So I had to, you know, hey, that's all. I said, the fuck kind of shit is that? I looked at him and I said, let this be the last fucking time. So that you ever even feel bold enough to even say some shit like that to me. So one of the managers came upstairs, and it just happened she didn't come up because of that. She didn't know what happened, and she's okay because I told her what had just happened. She said, oh no, hell no. And she was like, who is he? I said, I don't know who he is. I said, but then I pointed the guy right there over by the elevator, because you know people would try to pull this, oh, I was disrespected by one of your staff or some shit or whatever. We had hotel cameras all up in the hotel, all up and down the hallways, the closets, everything. But yeah, a couple of other people gave him a piece of their mind. And if I wasn't on the clock, yeah, now had he touched me, clock or not, if he'd even attempted, all right, let's not even take it there. But my point is, for you to be a grown-ass man, this is some Terry Crews shit. You were groped, but you didn't do anything about it. And it's always the same thing, scared to lose their job. So here you are, 6 foot something, 200 something plus pounds. I don't give a fuck if you were 5'2", 102. The fact that you stand there and let someone violate you like that, I mean, this is some straight diva shit. And I'm not saying that if Tyler Perry did that shit, that this dude shouldn't take legal action, because this is what people do. But honestly, you know, I'm just saying, the way that this shit was worded, if I didn't see a picture or a name, I would think this happened to a female. This man grabbed your shit, grabbed your and grabbed your ass. Like, are you shitting me, man? And you basically stood there and felt like you, I don't know if the guy's gay and he goes that way, he's just not into Tyler Perry, or if he's supposed to be straight and scared of Tyler Perry because all this afraid to lose his job. Let me tell you something, I don't give a fuck if you make $26 million a year or $26,000 a year. Principles don't change based on fucking money, bro. And there's other ways to catch a person. I mean, it's so easy to catch people, and especially if you have text messages. So if you have the text messages and said you held on to them all this time simply because, I mean, in between that time, man, something could have happened between those two, and maybe he's not saying anything about it, but he knows Tyler Perry has something to lose as well. He's gonna, who knows? I don't know. But I mean, the fact that we're in a day and time where these so-called men are walking around here talking about I'm a victim of sexual assault. Let me tell you something. That shit is not supposed to go further than words. I mean, it's really simple that you could have very easily, when he said anything inappropriate from the very first time, you could have gotten to the point where, or you could have, hey, hold up, or whatever. You could have started recording on your cell phone one way or another. I don't want to hear bullshit about, oh, you can't record someone without their permission. You notice every time you say something like that, that's the response, right? But yet we always get all this so-called leaked footage of someone saying something, and it always somehow plays a huge part in court, right? But you can't record someone without their permission. Bullshit. You got these auditors walking around recording shit in public areas or whatever. I'm just saying, fuck all of that those excuses. Yeah, that shit it shouldn't have went no further than what it did. And if he would have been like, he wanted to fire me, fuck him. I'll go work somewhere else. Fuck that. You're gonna be violated. For every man that make that excuse, imagine your wife come home to you talking about, baby, I've been screwing. I was only screwing the boss because he threatened my job. I didn't want to do it. I didn't even like it. But what else could I do? You wouldn't try to hear that shit. But today's man is being groped and doing nothing about it. I remember when Terry Crews first when it came out, the news came out about him. And D.L. Hughley spoke about it, and he just, like, you know, he pretty much was saying similar to what I'm saying. And then Terry Crews makes some shit, comments about threatening him. Maybe I should slap the shit out of you or something. I'm like, wow. So you're mad at D.L. Hughley. Why you didn't slap? Okay, wait. Why did you didn't slap the shit out of the dude that groped you? This is why I feel like this is bullshit. A lot of times I think certain things might happen in front of a person where somebody may see something, or they're not sure if somebody saw it, or if there's a camera around and they'll say something. So if the news gets leaked, it's like, well, this is what I was talking about. You know, yeah, you got all this aggression towards 50 Cent. He's also something, you know, 50 Cent troll people all the time anyway. But you understand what I'm saying? He had all this aggression towards 50 Cent and to D.L. Hughley, but basically this guy that groped you, you only spoke about what happened, but you had no tough guy antics towards him, and he touched you inappropriately, according to you. Now here's another male. I was sexually assaulted. Come on, man. Come on with this nonsense, man. I don't know who this Derek Dixon guy is. If I've seen him in the movie, I don't know. I don't care. I just watch movies. I'm not a fan of anybody, so I'm not like, oh, I got to see this movie because he's in it. Oh, I got to see this movie because she's in it. That's not how I roll. I mean, it is what it is. But at the same time, all this diva mentality, man. A grown-ass man walking around, I'm a victim of sexual assault. There's nothing I could do. What else could I do? And yet, y'all have something against masculine men. I'll say this, and I'm not trying to hear that, oh, he just going after, put it like this, he's just going after Tyler Perry because he's rich and he's black and he's a billionaire. Yeah, that could be it too. But at the same fucking time, I never Like, look, we done seen Eddie Murphy, we done seen Martin Lawrence, we done seen several people put dresses on and play women in movies and shit and all that. And my thing is, it's not some shit for me. I'm not into that shit, but my thing with all of it, man, is this. When you get to a point where your name is being tied up in sex allegations, it looks real believable. You understand what I mean? It looks really believable when you love to play characters like dressing up like women, when you love to play like, even the differences, like just say for example Eddie Murphy playing the whole Clump family, with the exception of the little boy, right? Okay, he playing everybody. We know that shit that Eddie always done. You know, Coming to America, but he didn't play a female on there. You know, Martin Lawrence and Big Mama, Shanae and all that other stuff. You know, whether it's Jamie Foxx playing that character that he played on Living Color and whatever. The whole point for me is this. If you're gonna sit up and say, I didn't do it, right? That's not who I am, or I only playing a character on TV or whatever it may be. You all still gotta understand though. Not only that, we live in a time where people want to believe something, whether even if it makes sense or not. And now that people are saying, like, you know, as far as homosexuality goes, there's so many more people come out the closet about it. There's so many more people that say, hey, it is what it is. That it's not about the fact that it's two men. Okay, in a lot of people's eyes, it's the fact that it was sexual assault. So you telling me as a man, you tell me 10, 15 fucking years ago, this shit would have happened. 20 years ago, no, if this would have happened, my point is, if it was something that a person felt some type of way about, they would have punched Tyler Perry in his mouth. Something would have happened. It wouldn't have been no compromise, unless the dude, whoever was involved, was into that shit. And this is what I'm saying. I was a victim of sexual assault. Men aren't men anymore, man. I'm telling you. Can you imagine that? Now, I can understand the charge being sexual assault, right? It has to have a name for it. But I'm saying you stood there and let a man grab your shit and motherfucking grab your ass. And you just stood there, scared for your job. Man, I'll still be beating Tyler Perry's ass right now. Are you serious? But, just saying, y'all, some of y'all are making excuses for Tyler Perry because that's what y'all do when it comes to celebrities. Some of these celebrities can do whatever they want. Y'all make excuses for them. Y'all defend them. Hey, listen, I'm saying like this. I don't put nothing past any man that puts a dress on and pretend to be a woman. But at the same time, for Tyler Perry and anybody else, whether it was Bill Cosby, anybody who has a lot of money, if you don't learn from each other, because you know what's out there, right? So maybe this guy made it seem like he was flattered. Maybe who knows? I don't know. And then it's like, you know what? I could sue this guy. Well, $260 million is what he's going after. What emotional damage happened to this dude? You afraid for your life? Like, I'm sorry. Like, is it what is his words going to be? The same as a woman's? He took advantage of me. Did you put the pill in the chocolate and the tea? And did you? Yeah. He's on some Bill Cosby shit. Like, what is his words going to sound like? What type of victim? Are you going to sit there with your legs crossed and crying and wiping tears from your, like, what is his comments going to sound like? A grown man was groped by another grown man, and all you managed to do was stand there and look at him and then file a lawsuit. I'm just saying, y'all can talk all this shit. Remember how motherfuckers was talking about David Haney? Oh man, he shouldn't sue and look at what happened. A motherfucker on steroids. Y'all know the story, but this type of shit right here. Here's a fucking man letting another man violate him. But this is today's man. But if you did that, Tyler Perry, shame on you, bro. Talk to me in the comment section, y'all. What y'all think about this shit? Never fall in love with lies. Remember, the truth brings hate out of people. I will catch y'all on the next video.